Alrighty, let's get into it. So many of you may remember this picture that showed all the adventures that we have done on our land, but turns out Titus had actually really only traveled from here to find the location of Yargin Hargin, which was not very hard. But you may be wondering, why did we travel the rest of this map? So, I'm here to show you. That being said, if you do enjoy the video, please give a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Dimoff, this is my best friend Titus, and welcome to Dimoff Gaming. So the last video we posted was part 3 of the Kingdom of Yargin Hargin. So today we're going to go through the secrets of the secrets of Yargin Hargin. And after that, we're going to cover what brought me around the entire map. Now, you may have noticed the hundreds of deaths over here, but we're not going to get into that right now. We will tell you about it when we get into the Mistlands. Most likely going to be my next video. But for now, let's move on to the first secret. So, some of you may have noticed that inside my tavern, there is a portal. And this portal's name is, well, you can read it. Before I show you where that portal leads, I think it's important to give you some context. Back in the day, I showed you this map to tell you how far the walls actually went around my base, and that they actually extended further beyond that picture, and this shows you how far they extend. By the way, the reason the world looks so funny like that is my body is located really far away from the camera, and so the world can only generate so far away from my body. On top of the mountain right here, you'll see a small base, and that is where the portal leads to. That was our old friend Ray, who used to play with us in the game, and she was our tavern wench. I mean, what good is a kingdom without a tavern wench? I also want to mention that Ray named the portal herself. So we ended up building a small little trail from the back of my keep all the way up to her little base on top of the mountain, and it's actually quite a cozy little base. I think one of the funniest parts is Ray used to just sit out here and admire her view, but the thing is, she had no armor, so she would just sit here and freeze and stare at that while she slowly died. So we would just be inside by her warm, cozy fire and like, Ray, you good? And she'd just be sitting out there kind of sarcastically like, yeah, I'm fine. Also, I'm thinking about building a bridge across to there, so if you want me to do that, let me know. Moving on to the next hidden gem, it's time for me to pull out the old longboat without crashing at all, or any hitches. At this point I was out of ideas, so I decided it was time to listen to Jeremy Clarkson. Power! But that didn't work, so it looked a little bit more something like this.
Power! Come on! Jerry, that's too much! Oh my god! What's that smoke? You've ruined the engine! The engine up! Come on! Power! You've killed it! Oh.
But then I remembered Mr. Clarkson taught me something else.
I have a policy here. Speed and power, because in my mind, speed makes you light.
I don't think I've ever heard more sound logic, and so we gave it a go. And would you look at that? That was so much fun, I almost want to do it again. Alrighty, now that we are no longer hooked by our sail on the top of our shipyard, we are going to sail over to the far end of the base where I designed a little secret. And don't worry, I fixed the time of day so you can see, and while doing so and not paying attention, I crashed right into the shore. So if you thought I had pain a second ago, just you wait. Because we're actually about to go through a canal that I built, because in case your kingdom gets taken over, and you need to escape through a canal, which logically is always a possibility in Valheim. Obviously, you can tell by the way I'm talking. So once you get right here to where there's a 90-degree turn, which is perfect for a longboat, you'll notice that the ground is a bit higher, and that's actually something about Valheim that I was worried about. So you can only dig down so far before you actually reach a limit, and so you can't exactly dig a canal through an entire mountain or really tall hills. But thankfully, it was tall enough. I just had to get through this turn. As you can see, I had to push it a bit. And yet again, I became stuck. Turns out there was actually a tree in front of me that I had to cut down, had to repair the boat, had to dig out a little bit more of the ground, which was super fun. And then after all that easy work, I got the boat out in just the short amount of time of about 20 minutes, which is obviously much better than just going out the front entrance right there. But hey, if you ever think your kingdom is in jeopardy, hire me. I'll build you a quick 20 to 30 minute escape where you'll damage your boat so much that by the time you get out, it may not be seaworthy. Then you can take your mostly destroyed boat out on missions like this. I also want to mention that back in the day, I did say that I did this about 10% creative, but it's actually not it's called,
Hammer time!
yeah, what he said. Alrighty, now to explain why we went on this massive adventure you can see right here. See, the thing is that actually took 4 hours to go from, the right side of the map where we live all the way to the left and back. It is a massive map, and it takes a long time to get around. When Valheim first came out, it was still a very early release, and so tons of additions keep coming out. And at that time, the Mistlands had just come out, so my buddy and I decided it was time for us to go adventure the world and find the Mistlands. Now, as mentioned before, I'm not going to get into the Mistlands today, but what I will show you is a base that we found on the way back home. So after finding this beautiful land that is terrifying and murderous, we were able to go back and run into this tiny little island right here. You may be saying, Dimoff, what makes this island so nice? Well, let me show you. This little tiny island has 3 different biomes on it. By the way, I've never seen a bear before, and there is a 1-star bear on the island, which is amazing. Here we are being the best of friends. Also, the only reason I can stand next to him without getting murdered is because...
Hammer time!
In case you forgot. Alrighty, so the 3 biomes we have here are the meadows, black forest, and the plains. And if you know anything about the plains, there are a lot of angry deathsquitos and lox. And I've already talked enough about lox for you to know that they are mean. This island provided me with a place where I could grow plants that only grow in each biome without having the actual dangers of being in each of those biomes. Now the base itself is nothing too special, but it does get the job done, and there's a small granary outside where we keep all the crops and the seeds. And that's going to bring us to the end of the video, but if you did like it, please give a like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. As always, I'm Dimoff, it is my best friend Titus, and welcome to the channel.